Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas and welcome to the Supercars of London YouTube channel. Now, I am incredibly excited about today because I'm going to be putting a lot of miles on my Aston Martin Vantage, but I'm at Grange Bentley and Grange Lamborghini Chelmsford, and I'm excited because I'm parked next to the cheapest Lamborghini Aventador S in the entire country. This car is sub £200,000, 198 grand for an Aventador S. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it sets the tone for the entire video today because I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the M25. I'm starting here at Lamborghini Chelmsford and then heading over to Lamborghini Tunbridge Wells, where I will also check out their dealership. I've never visited this place or Tunbridge Wells, so I'm going to have a bit of a tour and get to know the guys down here. Two of the newest Lamborghini dealerships with some incredible stock, and today I'm going to find out just how much it costs to finance a Lamborghini because I've had the guys at Magnitude Finance on the phone. I've been using their finance calculator and I'm going to get some finance quotes on that, a Performante, Hurricane Performante, a Gallardo Performante and an Aventador SVJ. So if you have any interest in how much financing one of these cars costs, well, today in this video we're going to find out. Now, you might be thinking, how the bloody hell is this £198,000? These start at late 200,000s, but as you can see, there's no exterior carbon. It's got the black Dione wheels there, yellow brake calipers inside. It's got the quilted seats as well, but this car has done around 20,000 miles. Therefore, it's the highest mileage Aventador S for sale on the market, and therefore it is also the cheapest Aventador S in the country. And next to the Vantage, just a ridiculous amount of road presence. And here we go, Phil.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Now, I've got a confession to make very early on in this video because I have been here before. I said I haven't, but I got confused with Tunbridge Wells. I've not been to Tunbridge Wells before. Okay. But I've been down to the wonderful world of Chelmsford.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
And I mean,
welcome back.
Considering the amount of cars that are here in such a small showroom, it's quite ridiculous.
It is, yeah. We've got a few cars here, as you've seen, the Aventador S.
I'm so excited by that.
It's a great car.
Because not only is it the cheapest car in the country, but also I have finance quotes on that car.
Great.
So I've always come here ready to go.
Right.
And I think let's kick things off with this car because you've obviously spent a lot of time with it, you've had it in stock. When I saw this on Auto Trader, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, how exciting is it that Aventador S's are coming under 200 grand?
Well, it's more exciting for the guests because it's more affordable for them to drive. Yeah. The car's
more
fantastic.
accessible.
And with the colour, it pops with the black as well. So
it is beautiful. Obviously, no exterior carbon, but in terms of yellow and black, it's as good as it gets for an Aventador out on the road. So, right, here we go. Finance quotes on that car. Now, the Magnitude Finance calculator, you can literally plug in the car, the mileage, the year and everything like that, and it will throw up a bunch of finance quotes, which is obviously what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. It'll be quite interesting to pick your brains as to how many customers go in with finance and everything like that. But 20 grand deposit on a normal PCP is 1,800 quid a month. It's not too bad, is it?
Reasonable for an Aventador S.
However, interest only, now this is where it gets really interesting, is 50 grand deposit. Yeah. And you were saying that a lot of people come in with part exchanges.
I do, yeah.
So 50 grand isn't actually that hard to find. It comes out at £745 a month.
There you are, it's yours.
Oh, I don't know why I should have had there. 745 quid and an Aventador S. Obviously that's interest only, meaning that the balloon is much higher. I think it was around £145,000. But can you ever see an Aventador S getting to that price?
Well, we didn't think so, but this one is.
Yeah. So at the end of a 2-year agreement, you'll probably be able to hand the car back and essentially have owned an Aventador S for 700 quid a month.
Yeah.
Many, many, many thoughts are going on in my head at the moment. But should we head inside? Because I've also seen, is this a factory satin white Evo Spider?
Correct.
It is?
It is, yes.
It's not satin PPF?
No, it's not. It's factory spec.
Oh my God. This is stunning. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars in this showroom.
7, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is, yeah. We probably shouldn't have 7 in here. But, with the weather and all, it's good to keep them inside.
Yeah. Check out this Evo. I think this is a beautiful spec. Got the black and white leather inside. Okay then, come on. Your favourite Lambo?
Favourite Lambo for me?
To drive.
To drive?
Yeah.
I do like Performante.
Yeah.
Spider.
Yeah.
But the new Evo with the technology is a fantastic car.
Yeah.
So,
Four-wheel steer and that
makes
sort of LDVI is awesome. It's more of an occasion, the Perf. Like when you get in it, you're like, I'm just going to hammer this everywhere. Yeah. With this, you can daily drive it. And I drove this through the city and I was like, it's so easy.
Yeah, it's a great car to drive.
Not like the Aventador S. A little bit trickier.
A little bit.
But four-wheel steer makes a huge difference,
it does.
which is why, for me, the Aventador S is my most favourite variant of Aventador.
Okay.
Over SV and SVJ. Okay. I'd have an Aventador S.
Oh, there's a yellow one out there.
I know. I'm talking myself into that car, but I've actually said that, I mean, Murcielagos are so rare in comparison to Aventadors. I think there's about 700 Aventadors on the road. 700 Aventadors on the road and about 30 Murcielagos.
Okay.
How many have you seen here? Because you've got service there.
Yeah, we do have service there, so we do see some Murcielagos coming in, but not as many as you would like to see.
Rare cars.
It is a rare car to see.
Yeah, I want you in this. You can't just bring this round, block me in, and then be like, oh, you can film this by yourself. Introduce this car because, I mean, I'm already in love with the spec.
Yep, so Lamborghini SVJ, currently for sale.
Okay.
Fantastic spec, full carbon, Bianco Fanes, matte paint.
Yeah.
Carbon interior.
Got like the bronze wheels.
Well,
sorry, bronze brake calipers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So black wheels with the bronze calipers. So
it is stunning. It's got carbon everywhere.
It has, yeah. Awesome
and
spec.
When I came here, I had a finance quote on this car when it was up for $399, but you've just told me that it's
it has been reduced slightly.
To 389. Ah, so it's 10 grand less.
It is, yes.
In terms of finance quotes with this car, we're going to be looking at, again, PCP and interest only, because, I mean, this is quite unobtainable for a lot of people, but also very, very interesting for those that one day are like, yeah, I'm going to own an Aventador SVJ when I grow up. So, interest only, £150,000 deposit, which is quite normal on a car that costs 400 grand, comes out at £1,275 a month. £1,200 a month. That's cheaper than my monthly payments on my Murcielago, and you're driving around in a £400,000, the latest Lamborghini V12. Now again, interest only on one of these cars means that you are basically financing the interest that you are using to borrow the amount of money on the car. But if you were to look at a normal PCP where you would have a balloon at the end of it and be paying off the value of the car, you could buy one of these for £80,000, and then the monthly payments are £3,999. Now again, I will reiterate that that was on a £399,000 car, not a £389,000 car. 10 grand will make a little bit of a difference.
It will, yes.
It'll make those monthly payments a little bit cheaper, but I still can't get away from the fact that that Aventador S over there is 198 grand and can be £700 a month.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, here we go. We have got Lamborghini V12 Aventadors as the car is needing to go past. This is just a business workplace. Aventador S, incredibly tempting, and I did not realise that you had this car here.
It's here and available.
Here and available. Stop trying to sell me an Aventador. I would love one. But Phil, now I can say goodbye, and I am going to go to Tunbridge Wells now. It just so happened that when I turned the camera off, you go, I've got one more car I need to show you. And there it is, a satin white Aventador SVJ for sale. Now this is what you call a proper Lamborghini dealership. I feel like I'm walking up to the Manor House. That is an impressive building. We've also got Grange Bentley next door as well, with a fleet of Lamborghinis parked up outside. And I'm going to show you a car that you might have already spotted in the background, though it's not my Vantage, which is there. But right there, we've got a yellow LP640. Did not think I was going to be seeing a Murcielago today, but the good news is the last two cars that I want to talk about in terms of finance are here. Right there, we've got a Gallardo LP570 Performante, hands down, possibly one of the best investment cars that you can get in terms of the Lamborghini product. And we've also got a satin grey Performante, Huracan Performante, that is one of, if not the cheapest in the UK as well. It's up for 179. So we can go and have a look at that car in a minute. But first, let's start with the Performante, which has transformed the Lamborghini brand to compete with the Ferraris and the McLarens on track. Lamborghini have always been about doors going up, loud V12s, and the Gallardo never really matched up to the McLaren 12C 650 or the 458 488, but there are so many new customers coming to Lamborghini to buy the Huracan Performante. So this Huracan is a 2018 car. It's a year old. It's done 4,500 miles. So it's been used the right amount, because you can get cars that are too low mileage, that have only been taken down to the pub and therefore haven't been run in properly. But this is definitely a great example of a Huracan Performante. 20 grand in, and it comes out at £2,099 a month. So if you wanted to put 20 grand in on a 180 grand car, then it's coming out at just over £2,000 a month, which isn't bad, but it does sound expensive when you compare the Aventador S coming in at £700 a month on an interest only. Of course, you can get interest only on the Huracan Performante as well. Don't know whether this car is going to depreciate more, and that's the problem that you're going to have or face if you buy an interest only, and the depreciation is faster than the monthly payments that you're paying off. But if you wanted interest only on the Huracan Performante, it's coming in at 50 grand deposit, which again, you'd look at part exchanging something, 50 grand in and £665 a month. I think that is a really, really appetizing finance deal. 50 grand in, £665 a month, and this car is yours. It is unbelievable. These things drive like you wouldn't believe. That V10 engine is a masterpiece. God, I do love the Huracan Evo, and reading that £665 a month, it is an insane deal. Very, very cool. But let's wander into the showroom then and have a look at the Gallardo Performante, because that is when things start getting really interesting. Here we go then, into the warmth of the dealership. Christmas tree up there, massive screen, and behind that big Lamborghini badge is the speccing room. But we've got Huracan Evo in yellow here that looks stunning. Lamborghini Urus going out for a demo there. Diamond cut wheels, but we are here for this, iconic in Lamborghini's car making history. The Gallardo was hands down the most successful model. I don't know whether it still is or whether the Huracan has superseded that, but they sold over 14,000 units of the Gallardo. But obviously the Performante being a super rare hardcore variant to the LP 560. I've got the Magnitude finance docs here so that I can give you guys exactly the deals that we are having. Check that out. 15 grand in, just over 1,100 quid a month for the Performante. But if you want interest only, it comes out 30 grand deposit and £499 a month. £499 a month for a car that probably won't depreciate. So out of all of the cars that we've seen today, if you want to get an interest only, this is probably the car to have it on. All of the other cars, slightly too new, so you'd probably be a little bit worried about the depreciation. But this, at £115,000, is an absolute bargain and absolutely stunning as well. So much exterior carbon. I love the spoiler on this. It's simple, classy. Check that out. I mean, this on the road with these exhaust tips is an absolute monster. Very, very cool to see a Gallardo, and also very cool to see a Gallardo in an official Lamborghini dealership in the UK, because it's all about the new models. So to have this in the showroom, up with the Urus, up with the Performantes, is awesome. Oh, back out into the cold. That place is insane. I love exploring new Lamborghini dealerships, and just check this out. You've got Bentley next door as well, but it literally has that manor feel vibe. It's on the slope, all of the Lamborghinis parked outside. I would love to live there, and a lot of people think that that has been there a while. It's only been there just over a year, I believe. Lamborghini Sevenoaks used to exist, but it has been closed down, and it is now Lamborghini Tunbridge Wells that you come to if you live or are based in Kent, or you just want to buy a car from Kent, because some of the roads around here are absolutely phenomenal. There we go. We have explored Chelmsford, which is still a temporary site, and we've just finished at Tunbridge Wells, which is a fully finished Lamborghini dealership, and it's so impressive. That building is astronomical, and the service side as well is also very, very good. But summarising the supercars from Lamborghini, again, ignoring Eurus. I think the interest onlys are great if you want to get the monthly payments cheap, but they're also quite dangerous because at the end of the term, your balloon is so much higher, which is why I always try and do PCP, so that you're paying off the value of the car and also hopefully paying off quicker than the depreciation of the car. That's what I've always tried to do, which is how I've managed to not lose that much money when I buy and sell cars. The Performante Gallardo was obviously the cheapest on a monthly payment because it was the cheapest car that we looked at, £115,000, but you could get it for under £500 a month. But the Aventador S is the one that interested me the most because it is the cheapest car, or the cheapest Aventador S on the market. £700 a month. It is incredibly tempting. I remember when I went down to Targa Florio and then drove my old Gallardo LP560 Bicolore, my exact car, and the monthly payments were so much cheaper than when I bought that car. It really tempted me to get back into it. So all this video is tempting me into buying another Lamborghini. And I have to say, after this episode and checking out the Magnitude Finance calculator, it has tempted me out of the Murcielago and into a newer Lamborghini. Huracan Performante or Aventador S definitely were the two cars that I was most interested by. SVJ was more of just an example of a very expensive car, £400,000, and one that is going to depreciate as well, so I wouldn't necessarily advise going interest only on that. But there are some cars in this world that interest only does work for. When we went down to Cole Hartley's, the Carrera GT was the perfect example of that. But yeah, Huracan Performantes do scream out at me, and every time I post it on my stories, you guys always say that's the one that I should buy. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think of the dealerships as well. Obviously, I spent a lot of time down at Lamborghini Pangbourne, but what do you think of those two dealerships? I think they're pretty cool. I'm now going to head onto the A21 and back onto the M25, but hopefully you've enjoyed this video, found it insightful, educational, and I'll see you soon. Let me know what other videos that you want to see with Magnitude Finance talking about financing, and also within the Grange network, McLaren, Bentley, Jaguar Land Rover, McLaren, they've pretty much got them all. So I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.